works, you can play. MiniWarGaming's beat the cooler bat rap. MiniWarGaming's beat the cooler bat rap.
So here we have part 2. And here we are. Now he's starting the troll's turn. He attacks back against... Oh, the fire damage did too to his bind, that's right. Then the little whelps run over so they can get eaten by his troll. And now he walks over and does Harmonious Exaltation on his caster. This little whelp, he didn't want to walk away because eFeora would free strike and kill him. But Janissa takes a swing. She misses too. So at least I'm not the only one who can't roll this game. And then his caster moves up. Because I only get the use of my lance on the charge, I lose my reach. So he shoots at my pally. And he ignores the benefit of being engaged. Boosts the damage. And... or rather, now he's buying another attack that hit, boosting. And then he's boosting the damage, which does enough to kill my paladin. And now he bounces onto Vilman, which does not kill him. And that's good. So he killed something, so he gets to move 2 inches. And then eats whelps with his Axer. So he heals 2d3 worth of health. So he heals a bunch off of his spirit, so he can once again force his critter to do stuff. And then a little bit off his body, just because he needs his body. He then charges the Judicator, and basically it's gonna be close. Can he kill my Judicator is what it comes down to. So he charges in, and couldn't quite make it because he did have to be a little bit further back, so because he can't wrap around the wall. But he's got reach, so it doesn't matter. First attack, he does hit. He needs basically Snake Eyes, and does a bunch of damage to my 2. Let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then he buys an attack. He hits. Here we go. 6 points of damage to my 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 boxes left. He buys one more attack. This is it. And he rolled Snake Eyes. So he does not hit me, and the Judicator survives. He then basically charges in with the impact attacks on his battle engine there against my knights. So it charges in, rams into both of them. Now we've agreed that he's in base to base. Once again, models are kind of messing each other up. But he does get free boosted with these attacks, so he does hit. And here we go, boosted damage. Blam. Which is enough to kill that knight. So he's dead. And then he gets to make another attack against the other guy that's in his melee range, which is automatically boosted thanks to being that troll. This is not boosted though because it's not the charge attack, but it is still enough to almost kill that other guy because he did get the bonus armor. The Impaler moves up against the knight who's engaging Janissa, and he does hit, boost to damage. Dice -6. He rolls tons, and 7 points is enough to kill that knight. He's dead. So now Menoth turn begins. The Judicator can still generate his 1 focus thanks to being barely alive. eFeora upkeeps Ignite and Escort, or she drops Escort, but she upkeeps Ignite, and we give a bunch of focus to the Judicator so he can try and kill this 1 troll. His last working arm goes for it, hits, and then he gets, or no, both of his arms are broken. Oh no, just the one. So he does dice +3, or dice +2, so he does 5 points of damage. There we go. 4 points of damage, and then 5 to the spirit. Then his second initial, he gets an attack here. Now, see, I did have to boost that one, and does dice +2, which, once again, finally kills it. And that's the end of my focus on the Judicator. So it did boost, I just didn't take the focus off, because at that point it didn't matter. Vilman charges the battle engine. He decides to attack it over the wall, because he needs Snake Eyes either way. So he hits, and does get the charge benefit, which does 10 points of damage to it, because Vilman is a wrecking ball, and when he gets in there, he actually does tons of damage. And using eFeora these days have made me really realize how great that can be, auto-hitting and whatnot. Now this guy moves over here, and then the other knight also moves up, and there you go. Because he wanted to get that little charge. So the other one, he tried to charge, failed charge, and this guy did charge. And because he's POW 18 now, having been damaged, they all get the +2. So he does another 10 points of damage, which does not quite enough to kill it. He's still got 3 more boxes left, and the other guys unfortunately won't get their lances, so they've only got their swords, which are only POW 13 right now, thanks to Ignite, as well as Battle Driven. So he hits with his sword. So POW 13, he is a Weapon Master. I'm rolling a location dice, which is kind of unnecessary. But it is enough, barely, to kill him. So that is the end, and one of the guys didn't even get to attack yet. eFeora moves over, takes a swing at that whelp, because she doesn't care about whelps. And she misses. I rolled an 11. Troll turn begins. His caster decides that first thing he can do, actually first thing he does is he goes to run the whelp away, because why not? He takes a free strike from eFeora, who actually hits him this time, and that is the end of that whelp. He moves over, does Harmonious Exaltation on his caster. He does that tactical maneuver, and then casts Magic Bullet on himself. He then shoots the Judicator, he needing like 3s to hit, which hits. He boosts the damage, dice -7, and he does 6 points of damage, and I have 6 boxes left. So that is the end of the Judicator. He goes down, shot to death by the caster in the end, and then his Magic Bullet shot bounces into eFeora, which does pretty decent amount of damage. 1, 2, 3, especially for something that was just like a bounce off after killing my Colossal. So his caster then moves back, takes a pot shot with his second attack against my Cav, hits him, then boosts the damage, dice -7 for damage, and he rolls not that great. He actually didn't hurt me. He camps a little bit so that he can kind of protect himself, but Janissa moves over, and Janissa does the wall to protect his caster once again. Then the Impaler, he decides he's going to charge right in there. So 1 to charge, and the Impaler runs in, boosting to hit against my first cavalry guy, which does hit, dice -6, which does kill. And that's the end of one of my cav. And he buys another attack, takes a swing at my other cavalrymen, and he hits, and then once again, dice -7 I believe it was, but he rolls huge, and that guy only had 1 box left, so that is the end of that night. Menoth turn, everything's coming down to the wire now. I move over with eFeora and line her just up between Vilman and that knight. I fire her flamethrower at the Impaler, which, being a 10-inch spray, does actually catch his caster. So first thing, I try and hit the Impaler, and I miss. So then I put one on, but I actually take that off in a moment because I do miss. So then I boost it against his caster, and I actually get just enough to hit him. I needed a 10. So I do hit him, and he is lit on fire, and I boost the damage against him as well. So here we go. Dice -3. Bam, 9 points of damage. Awesome points of damage to his caster. And so he takes 9. Almost got him in that one spray. Then eFeora decides to just camp the rest. I was thinking about doing fire steps and jumping around and hitting people, but I decided to just wait. My cavalryman moves up. He takes a swing at the troll there. He does hit barely. He needed 5s. And he is a weapon master, which he rolled actually pretty well. 6 points of damage to his 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then Vilman steps over the wall. Now I was trying to figure out the best way to stand him so that whelp could not make it back to the Impaler, and I thought of one afterwards that would have stopped it, but then I decided to just forget it, and I'll just attack the Impaler, see if I can kill him. And I do hit with my super weapon master champion that he is, and he does like 10, 11 points of damage because he's crazy like that. So there you go, almost killed it, but it survives, and it's got the ability to still heal. So he's got 3 more boxes left before heals. Fire damage does not go out, dice -3, so he takes 4 to his caster, because he's actually just barely within my control, and I'm in his control. His caster, or his support, moves over, does 1 less to cast his spells. Janissa then lines up and charges after my knight, which he can just barely make it through there, but no big deal, we let him go through. So Janissa charges up, goes for my knight. She has armor pierce apparently, which does a hit and kills him. So that's the end of my knight. There's just Vilman left and eFeora. The whelp walks over and goes to the Impaler, who eats the whelp. And basically he heals D3, so he heals only 1 though, which means he has to choose between his body or his spirit. And he decides instead to go for his spirit. And then he's going to force it to heal. So 1 fury goes on it, and it heals another 3, which is enough to heal all the rest of his parts. So he's fully functional once again. So there we go. And then he does a little bit of a jump, and he was not quite in my melee range because, of course, I wanted to spray my flamethrower, so I'm not engaging him. So he takes a swing, boost to hit. Needs a 6 or 7 to hit. Doesn't matter. He does do it. And then he boosts the damage, because he just needs to kill Vilman, who only has 2 boxes left, so he's dead. Wait for it. He's not going to boost it, so he might actually not kill me now. Dice -3, if he rolls a 5, I'm dead, and that's it. So Vilman is dead, and now he's just got his caster, who's up against, or basically eFeora's got to kill Janissa, the Stone Bear, the caster, and an Impaler, all by her lonesome. But first he takes a shot. He needs like 12s to hit because I'm hiding behind that wall. So he does miss, but he boosts another shot. And that's a hit. He actually gets me. He boosts the damage, but I've got pretty good armor. That being said, he's rolling pretty good, but he didn't do any damage that time because I was camping focus. So first thing, eFeora steps over the wall. She takes a swing at the troll there, which misses because that's what eFeora does. Well, that's what I'm doing this game. So she buys an attack with her beaten stick, which hits critical, so he's lit on fire. And now I'm rolling dice damage, or dice -4, which does nothing, which is good because I don't want to hurt this guy. Or rather, I did 2. Either way, doesn't matter. I don't want him dead. So now I feat, and there are 2 people on fire within my control. So I take one of those fires from. Well, I get 2 more focus first off. And then I can move the fire, so I take it off the Impaler and put it on the Stone Bear, and I, of course, keep the other fire on his caster. Then I do another attack against the Impaler, which misses. And so I just change my mind. I decide to do 2 to use Fire Step to get to be placed within 3. So I move back over behind the wall, and they each take a POW 13 POW 13 attack. So I boost it against the troll there and do 9 points of damage, which is enough to finish him off. And she gets a tough roll on Janissa, but he does fail it, so she's taken off. The fire does not go out on his caster, and I do enough to kill the Rune Bearer, but he does get his tough, which he fails that as well. So now it's just caster versus caster. So I did enough to kill him, but he has tough, and he makes it. His caster makes his tough, so we keep going. But he's knocked down on fire with 1 box left. He spends 1 fury to stand up, so he's not slowed down. He moves forward because pretty much his only chance is to shoot me and kill me with some lucky shots. So he moves up, boosting to hit because he needs like a 12 to hit while I stand behind the wall there because I'm defense 19. So here we go. Oh, he doesn't miss, so he buys another attack. Here we go. Does not, or no, he does hit. He does do it. But he doesn't do any damage because I am camping. So I do Fire Step and jump over the wall, and then I charge him. And here we go. I'm boosting to hit. Need an 8, and I miss. So I buy and boost. I need an 8, and I miss. And I buy my last point, which hits. So dice -1, I do 1 point of damage. And now he's got to make his tough roll. If he makes this, I might actually lose. But he does not. So that is the end of the game. To a man. End up that eFeora had to fight right to the end there. So stay tuned, Wargamers. We're going to have more Warmachine battle reports and other games. Happy Wargaming.